Hey Storm fans, Bryant Cook here, and today I am playing a donation deck from our good friend Andre, who has donated 3 decks the last 3 weeks. Andre, thank you for your continued support here at the Epic Storm. So, this is a really sweet brew. I was so excited about this that I actually showed it to Brian Koval, my podcast co-host over at the Eternal Glory podcast. So, this deck is definitely up both of our alleys. If you look at it, the deck is based around Urza, Lord High Artificer, and the ability to tap artifacts to turn them into Mox Sapphire. So you play things like Mishra's Bauble, Tormod's Crypt, Welding Jar. All these cards are essentially Mox Sapphire on your combo turn, and then you bounce and pick them up with Paradoxical Outcome to draw cards. Keep on doing this. Eventually, once you have enough cards in your graveyard via, casting spells or your Dragon Rage Channeler, you can cast Underworld Breach, maybe buy back some of these copies of Paradoxical Outcome until you draw your Grapeshot. That said, when we talk about vintage Paradoxical Outcome, which is something we often do at the Eternal Glory podcast, PO is best when you have a decent backup plan, and that's what this deck has. It actually has Urza Saga and then Urza itself to just make giant constructs to beat your opponent down. You have Dragon Rage Channeler as well. So you have this nice built-in background plan that your opponent has to respect while you're also trying to execute your primary plan. So it's just really, really smart. And then is a dodge or a duck, you can just sideboard into Stoneblade. Your opponents are going to bring in a bunch of combo hate. You can just board it into Stoneblade. I am not sure how good this plan is. I've never played this deck before. I don't know. It seems okay. I don't really have strong opinions. I don't know how well Stoneforge Mystic is aged in Modern. I don't play it enough to really have a strong opinion, but I hope it's sweet. I don't really have much more to say on that, but this deck is just beautiful. Like, I love it. Pendant Prism allows you to cast Turn True Urza while having an artifact to tap and have a land drop. So that's pretty exciting to me. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else. Like, I think the main deck is pretty close to optimal. You might want to swap out a few cards. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I mean, it just looks really good to me. I mean, if you have any suggestions for making it better, I'm certainly open to hearing those in the comments. Commenting is one of the best ways that you can support this channel. So if you've already commented, you can also subscribe, which is free to do, and then like the video itself. Get us into that YouTube algorithm, support the channel. It's just a lovely thing to do. And if you're looking to go to that next step, make sure to check out becoming a member. With our top tier, you get all videos early on top of a free donation deck every single month and other benefits. And you also get all of the benefits underneath, including 50% off a donation deck in our middle tier. So you can actually get both of those. So you get a free one and 50% off. Get 2 sideboard guides every month, highlighted user profiles in our Discord, access to our members Discord. These are all things you can check out in our members, community, whatever. That button is right next to the subscribe. It says join. Make sure to click on that and then read all the information in there. Yeah, and if you want to be like Andre, you can submit your combo deck to be featured here on this very channel, theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's where you go to submit your donation deck. You can even join me in a video in the Epic tier. Tony Scaponi did that last month. It could be you this month. Just go check out theepicstorm.com/donation decks. We also have theepicstorm.com/shop. A bunch of card singles have been added. Modern Horizons 2 Japanese foils on top of things like Verdant Catacombs, foil Verdant Catacombs, and then the brand new Epic Storm mini token pack. This is it. So for $13, you get 64 combo tokens, 10 black, 10 red, 10 blue, 5 green, 5 white, 3 colorless, 20 storm, a Galvanic Relay Exile token, 4 treasures, and 10 monks for our friends that play vintage. And then Slime Time is here. We have Ave tokens, 10 of them actually, and with the power and toughness already built in, so you don't need to fumble around with dice. It's clean, it's simple, it allows you to Slime Time more efficiently. Why wouldn't you want to buy this? And then obviously we have Chatterstorm versus Empty the Warrens, Squirrels versus Goblins. You're not going to want to miss that. 20 tokens of each, and they're delightful. So I think I've shilled enough. I just want to get playing Andre's sweet, sweet donation deck. So I'll see you in match number 1. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be Breachy, Urza-y, Paradoxically, I don't know. Stick around. Welcome to match number 1. We are on the draw against Lawrencer 12. We have Dragon Rage Channeler, we have some mana. I think this hand's probably fine. Let's do it. Our opponent didn't reveal a companion. That's kind of shocking. This is modern after all. Bloodstained Mire. Okay. So I think we're just going to play the Channeler and then play Welding Jar for the Surveil. Okay. Yes, I would like a PO. And we're going to pass. Okay. Opponent's using their Bloodstained Mire here. I would like my Channeler to live, please. Can we make that happen? Uh-oh. Not gonna happen. Brennan too good. Yep. DRC down. Fire Bluff. I think we're supposed to play Talisman and a Drum here. Okay. Just looking to get more artifacts onto the battlefield. Next turn we can play Talisman and a Pendant Prism. Alright, so the opponent's going to return their Bloodstained Mire. So they have 6 in hand, one of them is a Mire. Lily. That's annoying. So we're going to discard the Pendant Prism here and keep the Talisman. And they discarded Verdant, so we know that they still have the Bloodstained Mire in hand. Breach is an interesting pickup. I think we just have to play out the mana here. And we'll be discarding Underworld Breach to the Lily. Oof. That hurt. Okay, so now they discard our Paradoxical Outcome, and we are in top deck mode. Yep, they got back the Verdant. Getting Junded. And they have a 6/7 Goyf. Not the draw we wanted. Have to take 1 year for the Pented. It doesn't change the clock at all, so it's mostly fine to do this. And having the extra mana opens up drawing Breaches and out, where Breach was not an out previously. Okay, so we are still in top deck mode. I guess I should not F6. I do have a Welding Jar in play. Right? Is this going to be the Verdant? Okay, so they still have 3 unknowns at this point. Bloodbraid. Okay. We're on a turn 2 clock. Voidwalker. Yikes. Looking a little bit grim right now. Need to draw something. This is our last draw step to hit something. And it is not good enough. Okay, so we're going to go to game number 2. You might be thinking, like, well, Bryant, if you didn't play the Talisman, you would have had a different card to discard to the Lily instead of discarding the PO. We didn't have enough mana to cast PO if we didn't play the Talisman. So it was definitely something we needed to do. I don't know how good the Stoneforge plan is here. Part of me just wants to, like, resubmit. Yeah, I don't think I actually want to board into Stoneblade. I just feel like trying to outgrind the value deck is probably not a very good idea. We want to combo them, we just want to do it more efficiently. Earlier on in the intro, I mentioned the Eternal Glory podcast. We're available on all major podcast platforms. In our last episode, we discussed Modern, Legacy, and Vintage. We're pretty entertaining. It is myself, Brent Cook, alongside Brian Cobal and Phil Gallagher. Once again, all major podcast platforms. Go check us out. Okay, game 2, we're on the play. Can't keep that. I think we're supposed to keep this in bottom of land, or maybe bottom the PO. Probably the PO. We don't really have anything to use it with, and this guarantees a land for the Urza, I suppose. I'm going to 6 as well. Okay. So let's just go get a red source. Excuse me. Steam Vents, and then Dragon Rage Channeler. Passing over to the opponent. We're getting pushed. Nothing here. Nice Inquisition, nerd. Draw. Another land. Okay, so we're going to get in there. That's the turn. We don't really have a whole lot to do, so at this point we're just trying to top deck well. This deck doesn't really play much sculpting, which is something I did notice. I guess I can play the Needle. Maybe name Lily or Ren. I guess if they had a Ren, they probably would have played it. So let's name Lily. I mean, this gives me a Surveil. I don't really think I want a Crypt, though. Even though it does pump the Urza construct. Okay. Next turn we can play Urza. I think maybe they didn't know about one of the lands. Nice Inquisitions. The opponent's going to crack in. We'll fall to 14 and then down to 13 when we fetch. Okay, anything else, opponent? Oh, wonder what their hand. Maybe Bloodbraid? Not quite sure. Or Liliana's. I like that draw. Okay. So our opponent's gonna know that we drew a Welding Jar here. I think the Pentaprism's. Well, I guess I should have fetched. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. Womp womp. The Pentaprism would have been fine because it's a break even on mana that then becomes a +1 with Urza. It doesn't matter if I cast this pre or post combat. Our opponent knows our cards. So if they wanted to just like kill the Dragon Rage Channeler, they could. We don't have any surprise tricks for them. I should not. I need to quit F6ing when I have a Welding Jar in play. Okay. Hopefully our Urza lives and then we can spin Urza next turn looking for more action. Because right now we just have a bunch of mana. There's Ren. Ren's likely going to pick off the Channeler. It is a big goif. Alright, we're going to 8. Good draw. Turn. Spinners. Is that even good? So I can play the Channeler, I guess, but that would require shocking again. Does our deck have a basic mountain in it? I think it does. So I'm going to fetch and yeah, okay. So Channeler. Maybe we're short on cards to also bring back the Crypt. Now let's kill the Ren. Pass. So the Goyf is going to get larger from Underworld Breach going to the graveyard. So I'm a little bit worried about dying here, which is part of the reason that I left 2 blockers back. If possible, I would like to keep the Urza alive so that way I can spin again next turn. This looks like a Bloodbraid. Yep, it is in fact a Bloodbraid. What does Bloodbraid bring? Another Goyf? That's not good. That is not good at all. We're going to chump. And we need a very good Urza hit here, I think. Yikes. Draw. Another land. Deck plays a lot of lands for what it's worth. 22 feels like a lot. Spin. Another Urza. Okay. Keep this Urza. That said, a pair of 4/4s is not going to be good enough to keep us alive. Okay. So we could just block like this and then go to 1. If I try to regenerate, what happens is I end up losing 1 anyway because they go down a power from Welding Jar leaving, so there's no point in trying to regenerate here. Now go to 1, I guess. Imagine that I'm dead here. And that'll do it. Okay, so we are 0-1 to start this league. Wump wump. Hey, match number 2, and we are on the play. Let's get it. I don't know how I feel about this. It's like sort of all in on Urza Saga being good. I just don't know. Screw it. For science! I think we're probably just going to go Scalding Turn pass on the first turn. One's taking a mulligan. Okay. Turn go. I guess I named Yawgmoth with Needle. Okay, land. Perfect. Yawgmoth. Grand Physician. Maybe I should have held on to that. I don't know. I'm gonna hang on to the explosives for now, I think. Verdant Catacombs. So not even joking, while I was thinking about my opening hand, I was like, if I was to play Needle on turn 1 blind and name a fetch land, what would I name? And in my head, I came to Verdant Catacombs being correct. And then I was like, it's just like so bad to play Needle out. And then sure enough, my opponent's on a Verdant Catacombs deck, which is just like kind of funny. Yeah, we're taking 3 here, going to 16. Another Breach. Okay, so we're just gonna pass. Do you attack into my Saga? Okay. The answer is apparently yes. In an island. Let's make a construct. We do have this welding jar. Okay, so we're gonna block there. The Undying will happen, and the Geist will come back. We'll take 1. Wrist. Okay. So I think now I want to use my Regenerate Shield. Oh no! Oh, that was a punch. Oh, that was so bad. That was so bad. It died to a state-based effect if you're unaware of what just happened. There's 2 damage already on it, and then I sacrificed an artifact, so before the regenerate trigger could happen, it died. And I drew the last Underworld Breach, which was just a miserable draw. Absolutely terrible. I want Shadow Spear. choosing the bobble. I need to draw out of what we're doing, so I think I might just do like a bobble thing. Okay. Yep. I can't believe I punted. That was so bad. Now this Geist is just big enough with the Exalted to bully me a little bit. Okay. What is that? Ooze. Sure. Protocoling on top. We need some good draws here. PO is not a good draw. Yikes. I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to do here. Guess we buy back Mishra's Bobble. Make them chump. Or possibly trade with our construct. It's just a free block. Especially considering they can replace it next turn. Right now our opponent has 7 damage in play. They can make it 8 by eating their Noble Hierarch, so they're just short of killing me. What are they going to do here? Okay. So leave me at 3. Sure. Sorry, I need to read this. So whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, put a -1/-1 on target creature. Whenever one or more creatures, I'm sorry, whenever you put a one or more -1/-1 counters on a creature, create a 1/1 green creature token with Death Touch. Sure, I don't think I'm winning this game anyway. That's fine. Sure. All right, we need to use Bobble. We need pretty much a miracle here to win, I feel like. All right, draw Bobble. I think our best draws would have been like Urza and a land. We're just too far gone now. All right, let's go to game 2. Let's not waste any time. We're not winning this. We just saved them attacking us. Is this a matchup where I feel like STONEBLADE would be good? Probably not. I would like to do the counter or the combo thing. One thing that I'm noticing about this deck is like 22 lands is a lot. I think a card that this deck should look to play is Consider once it's released out of Innistrad. Because it fuels Breach, it gives you a little bit of sculpting, it helps the Dragon Rage Channeler. Like right now, your draws are just so clunky. And I think you're relying a lot on Dragon Rage Channeler to fix that. But there's like a bunch of cards in here that don't do anything, like this Tormod's Crypt, the Welding Jars for the most part. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't want 7 of these like effects, maybe 4 is enough. I just think that the deck needs more sculpting, interaction, like that sort of thing. Like it just feels a little incoherent. Unfortunately, we can't keep this. If we had a land, it would have been a turn 2 Urza, or turn 3 Urza, but I don't think we can keep this. Bottom the Breach. See how this goes. I think we can just get a basic here. No need to shock. We have the Talisman for red. Okay, so Shadow Spear's in play. No. Goodbye, Urza. I mean, I suppose they could take the Talisman, which might be the better play here. Alright, I think the actual correct play was the Talisman. And a draw, explosives. I don't know how I feel. Like, I guess it's a fine draw, but I'm just gonna play it out for 0. This way, like an Inquisition or something can't discard it if that deck happened to sideboard into those. We could play it for 1, but then like our Shadow Spear gets blown up. Like I think, like realistically, I'm probably just going to pick this up with PO at some point. So why play it out for 1 or whatever? Another PO. All right, so we're just gonna pass here, make a construct. They're just passing. A little fishy, right? Take a draw. Another PO. This deck really draws cards in multiples, huh? So I think we get like Springleaf Drum here. We just need mana. But it's also like sort of weird that like the Breach artifact deck isn't playing Emery for what it's worth. Like I get that Emery doesn't play super well with PO, but it's just like a little bit strange. It is the drum. Just crashing for 6. Ugh. Especially when you could be buying back like EEs and welding jars, Tormod's Crypt, that sort of thing. Bobble. Okay. So their odd card that I didn't think to play around was Endurance. Not that I think Endurance is actually any good here. Young Wolf. So we're going to equip Shadow Spear to one of these constructs next turn and then turn sideways. Okay. Equip. Then Beat Down City. Imagine that they're just going to throw Young Wolf in front of the 6/6 and then probably not block with Endurance. Interesting. So they're just going to take lethal? Or they have a removal spell. Okay. I didn't think that this deck played removal. Foolish me. Okay, we have to pass. Is it Quarter Calling? Evolution. Okay, so they can get something that costs 3. Could be like Grist, maybe? Ah, Reclamation Sage. Okay, similar effect. Interesting. They're going after the Shadow Spear. Wonder why the Spear instead of the Construct. I guess because they know that I have a PO in hand, maybe? We'll take 3 here. We need another artifact to be able to swing in next turn. I can just get a land out of the deck. Okay, and the draw is Dragon Rage Channeler. So I could PO here. I think that might just be the best thing to do. Okay, we drew the 4th PO. Not ideal. I think now I'm just going to play out Dragon Rage. And then I can E for 0. If that's Surveil. I think I want Urza. Pass the turn. I understand putting Urza to the graveyard would have given me Delirium for the Channeler. I just don't know if that's the most important thing right now. Alright, opponent going to 6. This is probably a Yawgmoth. Womp womp. Okay. Yep. Channeler down. Alright, so now they're going to attack for 5. I go to 9. Looking a little bit grim. Now they're at 1. Okay. Where's our lightning bolt when we need one? I think I'm supposed to just play Urza here, maybe? I don't think I'm supposed to just take 5 next turn. So I can then tap the explosives to play Springleaf Drum. And at least that way the construct's a 2/2. I could play the Talisman right now, and then the construct would be a 4/4, and it'd be pretty difficult for them to kill. I don't know if I hate that. I understand that I left a blocker that I could have used to keep back, but I don't think they're going to kill me. But obviously anything could happen. They also did just draw like a brand new hand, so who knows. But they're at 1, so they can't really use the Yawgmoth anymore. Double Hierarch. That's a 5 with endurance. I'm gonna take that and go to 4. Yep. We have a Grapeshot in our deck. It'd be kind of funny to draw that. We just drew a Mox with our Urza. Okay. What's PO for 4? I'm not going to bounce the Urza. I'd rather have Urza in play than the extra card, especially when we have all those. And it looks like we're finally getting to do the vintage PO thing. Just have to be a little bit cautious of the clock. I am at 15 minutes. We're going to play Jar now. Vented Prism actually just replaces itself. It's literally free. I guess it actually makes a mana. And then tap, tap, tap. Okay, play the Talisman. Tap Talisman for a colorless. Play Drum. And now we can tap Drum for a blue. PO again. Woot woot, so vintagey. We did not draw a Grapeshot. Okay, so let's play a bunch more cards, I guess. Blue, red, another Prism. Red, red, another Prism. And I imagine we'll win once we cast the last PO, but who knows. Just casting spells at the moment. Free to play Saga. Talisman. Sort of annoying that you have to click on Urza every time, but it is what it is. I'm sure there's probably like a keyboard shortcut that people are screaming at me right now for. Like, how does he not know about this? That's so easy. But I don't play with Urza that often, so deal with it. Alright, so tapping things for manas. Okay. So many mana. So many things. PO again. It's kind of fun. Doing the whole pick them up, put them down thing in another format. Nice. Alright, did we hit Grapeshot? We did not. 22 cards left. I wonder if I should just quit playing the things that cost more than 0. We have a breach, so I can PO again. Apparently I accidentally left Pented Prisms in play. Sort of a bummer. Let's play breach. Okay. This is pretty sweet, I have to say. This is enjoyable. Let's cast PO again. So Pented Prism. Try to select everything this time. Alright. Pay 3, then we have to escape 3 cards. 3 lands seem like pretty reasonable choices. No! Alright, so we have to cast more spells. 13 cards left. It's been like a 7-minute long combo turn. Need to speed this up. Okay. I mean, I am enjoying myself. Like, this is fun, but I'm just like a little bit worried about game 3 if I need to do something similar. Okay. Click, 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 click. Tapping all of the things. Storm 40 is pretty nice, though. Big fan of that. Let's pick them up. Right, they've all been selected. Pay some mana. I suppose we can remove one of our POs from the game. No! It unselected. I must have misclicked. Okay. Pay 3. And then escape these. Click done. Now am I allowed to draw cards? 4 cards left in the deck. There's our Grapeshot. There we go. Grapeshot. Alright, we've gotten a game. Feels good. I like winning with this deck. When you win, it's awesome. Let's see if we can win another. I mean, the endings are probably pretty good here. Maybe take out the Crypt, the Needle, maybe a Prism. The Shadow Spear is probably a little bit worse. This deck's so mana hungry. Let's try this out. Alright. I wonder if, I think there's a Sacred Foundry in our deck. Should I just eat the Dryad Arbor right now? I don't think so. I think I'm supposed to just play the Channeler. And then next turn I can play another Channeler and Surveil 2 off the ending. There's the Geist. Okay. Channeler. Let's go get our Foundry. I guess we could probably get a Hallowed Fountain now, actually. Okay, Jar. Let's put that to the graveyard. Graveyard. And then let's... Ooh, I can't get rid of the... I didn't realize that I couldn't target the Arbor. I wonder if I should just, like, target my Welding Jar. Just like full aggro. We're doing it. Put that to the graveyard. Okay. Well, that didn't really work out how I wanted it to, but it's fine. I was hoping for a little bit better surveils there. I wanted to race them. Okay, 3 mana. Evolution. We're probably getting Yawgmoth. We're in trouble here. They're going to kill both of our channelers. This is why it was so crucial last turn to hit the Delirium, by the way. I don't know if I'm going to be able to come back from that. Yawgmoth just mowing down. Yep. Okay. The other channeler was a very good draw. Get in there. Are you taking 3? Okay, so I actually like that they're taking the attack here. Allows me to hide the information on the second channeler a little bit. That way we can push their life total. They Prism for 2, get double Surveil. We don't want to land. Alright. They might be able to combo kill us here, but who knows. Not a whole lot I can do about it anyway. This looks like it's a Court of Calling for 2. They're probably getting that snake creature that I read in game 1. They are. So now whenever they put a -1/-1 counter, they can make a snake. And now when they kill our channelers, they'll get a whole army. Yep. Why are they getting one snake over and over? Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. Oh, because they have to sacrifice a creature to Yawgmoth to make it happen. I see. Okay. That makes a lot more sense now. They just have a flush hand, 11 cards. Living the life. Okay, draw. So, I think we're supposed to just kill that. And then we can make a construct on their end step. The problem is that the construct just dies to the snake. That is a wall. Yep. So I think in order to win this game, I probably need to... I don't know. I can just take those. I'm not going to block a snake, and no point in blocking my 2/2 with the 4/4. Maybe I draw the channeler. I don't even know if that matters anymore. I think I need to make a construct here. I think maybe how we win is that the opponent like puts themselves too low, and then I like get lucky and draw a Grapeshot or something. Yep. Maybe I get Bobble here. Opponent might just have lethal next turn. 5, 8. They made a mana, so then they're tapping, so Cord now for 0. Am I reading that right? Order calling X equals 0 for Dryad Arbor? which is in your graveyard. Or maybe they meant to pay for one. So I think I'm pretty much all in on drawing Grapeshot now. We only have one, so maybe that's not the best line. Probably don't really have a choice. 1 in 40 feels like good odds to me. Or I guess 2 if you count the bobble. What is that? Wrist. Okay, so they're going to kill our construct by sacrificing the young wolf. We're going to take 5 this turn. I'm just going to bobble on F6. Forest. Okay. Give me Grapeshot. 2 out of 40. We need to draw Grapeshot. Come on, deck. I mean, it's only a 1 of in our 40 card deck. We have 2 looks. It's very, very reasonable. Something, something, never tell me the odds. Now they have a Cutthroat. Oh, that's brutal. I don't think it does it anymore. Maybe it does, actually, because they can't minus anyway. Grapeshot? Feels bad. Okay. 0 and 2. Wump wump. Alright, we're back for round number 3. We're on the draw, and this seems like a fairly reasonable hand. I'm willing to try this. What is indefinite delay playing? Also an Urza Saga deck, okay. This looks like Lantern. Okay. I think we just start on this Needle on Codex Shredder. Okay, and I didn't name Urza Saga because I think we're going to be able to out-Saga them. At least that's what I believe. Okay. Just gonna have 6 here. Right? So they took a Mishra's Bauble with the Ancient Stirring. Play the Bauble. And another Lantern. They still have the Codex Shredder in hand. Here I think we're just going to play the Bauble, play the Saga, play Talisman probably. Our opponent will not be able to make a construct next turn. Although they could probably get Needle, so maybe I wasn't supposed to play Saga, I'm not sure. Okay. I guess it probably doesn't matter when I use the Bauble. I guess if I use it in their upkeep, they can't discard the Dragon Rage Channeler with like an Inquisition. Okay, let's see if they get a Needle. Fix this, okay. So they're daring us to win with the Construct. There's the Shredder. They're not afraid of Dragon Rage Channeler, which is kind of interesting. And I'm just fine passing and making a construct on their end step. The second Pixis is a little bit annoying because now they're going to be able to mill us / aggressively sculpt with the Lantern instead of just being like locked under 1 card a turn. Okay, they're passing now. Alright, let's make a construct. Looks like they might have a removal spell here, or a whir. Okay, so they have whir, 4, and Snaring Bridge. We do have 3 EEs in our deck. I mean, we have to draw one, but they exist. Okay, so let's activate this. Draw the Flooded Strand. Search. What do I even want here? Maybe a bobble? I don't know. So I guess I can attack with the Channeler. That's like free to do. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to actually get to draw an EE when they have double picks as Triple Lantern. Seems a little ambitious. And we can just leave that on top because they're definitely going to use Pixis to clear this Codex Shredder, and I don't want the jar anyway. Okay, PO's a card I would like to draw, but I don't think they're going to let that happen. Maybe I was supposed to bobble myself there because then it forces them to um, use the Ancient Stirring. Well, I guess they're going to Stirrings with another one on top anyway. Now they have both Pixis in play. That's a little awkward. Okay, so I don't know what we're supposed to do now. Like, they've got the lock on us, I think. What are you thinking about here? Interesting. Okay. I would love to draw a bobble. Wondering if I should... Yeah, I think I just want to. I'm going to try to just, like, stack a bunch of draws with bobbles this turn, I think. Okay, so let's tap this for a colorless and then use this for a red. Go that to the graveyard. Let's buy back a bobble, and then we can surveil the jar away. Okay, so now we can surveil these away. Okay, so I'm going to get like, this is a little awkward knowing that our opponent has a Thoughtseize on top, but I don't know. I feel like this is just like an opportunity I need to take in order to win this game. And pass. Turn off auto yields. No! I guess I'm drawing one here anyway. So they're gonna have to Pixis away this E. I wish I had a way of drawing. They can't let me have the Urza, right? We have to get a little bit lucky here. Garbage land on top. Not good. So I think how we might be looking to win this is our opponent needs to win the game at some point, and they're taking a really long time. So this might be like one of those timeout circumstances. Okay. Yo, am I allowed to have that? Alright, so now they're down to one lantern. Another Saga, that's a bad draw. Okay. Just have to stay above my opponent on clock. And F6. Right. So they can draw the bobble here and then choose to Pixis. Academy Runes is so good for them. But I guess if they want to draw it... Well, I guess what they can do is they can bobble. Oh no, they're shuffling it away with their Urza Saga. They don't have a choice. That's good. Are they getting the needle for E now? Okay, so they got Needle. If they're smart, they'll name E here. No, they're going after Urza, okay. Okay, so now our Saga's gonna tick up. We're gonna draw this Urza. I should probably play out the Crypt. Just in case they do play Academy Ruins at some point. Okay, we just have to pass. Okay. Another Shredder. Just use a mana off here, it's fine. I don't really want to draw the Urza, so I think I'm going to just fetch here. Yeah, allowed to have a Grapeshot. I think that they should probably let this through. Like, I don't know what it actually does, but they're afraid of it. Yeah, I think we're just like locked out of this. Okay. Opponent wants Pirate Spellbomb. Weird. Right, so they played Spellbomb and passed. I'm not going to use the Bobble. I don't really want to draw a Scalding Turn. That's the turn. Just making them burn their clock down. If you can see the Lantern, like, it just helps them too much. Okay, so now we're drawing this Talisman. Probably should stop milling myself. Yep. Yes, and then if they try to Pix us, we just fetch in response. It doesn't matter with the breach. Like, I wanted my opponent to activate the Pixis thinking that I wanted the breach, but they have a cage in place, so this breach doesn't actually do anything meaningful. Just riding this one out. F6. If you're not interested in watching paint dry, you're more than welcome to skip ahead. Yep. They drew a card with Pirate Spellbomb, activated Pixis. Okay. So you revealed the EE for turn, but I mean, we're just never going to get to draw the EE is the thing. Sure. Every which be an orb. Yep. Double whir. That's crazy. Sure. Book. Yep. Like I said, we're in the paint drying mode, and we've been in the paint drying mode. So, yeah, my apologies, but I am not conceding. Okay. Position happens. Yep. Just F6, save our time. If we get our opponent down to like 10 minutes, I'd be happy. It means that they wasted 15 minutes in game one. Like, they should have been actively just like milling me, and they haven't been. Yep. And now they're doing it, now that I'm down to 4 whole cards. Well, we got them down to 10 minutes, so that's nice. Okay. Oh no, we've lost the game. We have no cards in our library. Can't believe it. How did this happen to me? Alright, so Teferi is another answer here. I like Tef. Ending makes a lot of sense. I think we could probably get rid of the breaches. Let's just not make their cage a live card against us. Probably don't need this Tormod's Crypt or the Shadow Spear. Yeah, that seems fine to me. Let's resubmit this. Friendly reminder, if you want to watch more of me getting decked content, make sure you follow all of our social media channels to stay up to the date on the latest and greatest combo content. Where else would you want to be other than here at the Epic Storm? So make sure you follow, like, subscribe, etc. to all of these channels. Okay, game number 2. This seems... I wonder if I just, like, jam the E on turn 1. I don't hate it. Let's go. Turn 2 Talisman, turn 3 Urza. Love it. Okay. Spellbombs. Literal blank piece of cardboard. The question is, do I want to jam Urza or do I want to make a construct? And I think it's Urza, but I'm just not sure. I can always play Urza after. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, so it's back to the opponent's turn. They haven't really done a whole lot this. I don't know if they're like holding up counter magic or something. I don't think that deck plays counter magic. I'm sure you can have a Void Walker. A lot of graveyard hate. A lot of graveyard hate. Constructs. Going large. Okay. What do we want to get here? If I get Springleaf Drum, I can play Urza this turn. Okay. Wait, I don't know how to count. That's an issue. I cannot play Urza this turn. So let's just get rid of the lantern. I think we go for Codex Shredder again. Like I know that they have the Academy runes, but that takes a lot of time. That's why I'm not super worried about it. I feel like they might have a trophy here, which is why they didn't cast anything. This construct token might be eating it. Oh, okay. Wow, they just did nothing and conceded. So we won game 2 fairly quickly. Let's see if we can win game 3. Yeah, I think we're already boarded properly, so let's just click submit once again and see if we can get this third one. I love this. Alright, let's see how it goes. I'm just a little bit worried that like a discard spell hits ending and then we do nothing. Okay. Get out of here with that trash. Okay. Gotta keep them off their lock. Shredder. Shredder. Well, I'm glad I went after the lantern. Printed. That's the turn. No need to play out Springleaf Drum here. I wonder why they're going after themselves with the Shredder. What sense is it? They knew about it actually. They knew about it from the lantern, I believe. And they're digging. So another thing is that they can get up to 5 mana and buy back this lantern. I think I'm supposed to just play Tef here. They just mill the lantern? Did I see that right? Is there something I'm not understanding? Okay. Let's bounce this lantern. I don't want them to know what I have. So I think that they might. Okay. They're not going to shuffle. Now we can get a few unknown draws. So I can use the Pented Prism. Play Springleaf Drum, draw 3 cards here. Okay. We play the drum. Probably just discard a fetch. We might be able to PO again on our turn. Spyglass, okay. So they can name Tef here. They could also name EE, which would be kind of an issue. E is definitely the card I'm playing to at the moment. And that's the card they named. Yep. I'd take the Bobble because it's a 0 for PO. I think I'm fine drawing the Flooded Strand. Talisman. I don't really know what I'm doing anymore. Pented Prism. Colorless, and then add blue. Add blue. So we're going to have some draws where our opponent doesn't know what we're drawing here. We need them to be good. And unfortunately, they were a little stinky. I mean, another PO is fine, but it could have been better. I think now we just discard. Get rid of these fetches. Get rid of another card too. Jeez, I think I want the land, so I think I'm going to get rid of a Pented Prism. So they took Trophy. So they're allowing me to draw a Jar, which is good. I mean, I actually want the 0, so that like works out. Okay. And another Urza. So we do know that their last card is the trophy. But it's down to 4 and I guess just under 5 minutes. I don't like their odds to win this right now. They're Hellbent. So force them to shuffle our library or we draw the Urza. Okay, so they let us have it. Let's try to save some time here in auto yield. I don't think I need that. Drum. Right. May my random draw be good. But its trend is not good. Yep. Double Lantern, okay. A little bit worried about milling myself too much. I say that and then I mill a card, but it's a thought I do have. Get in there. I can tap this for blue. Red. White. Draw some cards. Okay, so we didn't hit any explosives. I feel like we just need to take away their ability to mill then. Okay. All these surveil triggers are killing me right now. I should be playing the other channeler. Okay. This is miserable. I mean, I'm down to 8 minutes. I don't know why I'm feeling so rushed. Like 8 minutes is fine. So now I can then add white F. And I guess I can play the Talisman of Creativity. I'm just going to pass the turn. So we have to deal 17 next turn, or we want to deal 17 next turn. Can I draw a card? No? Okay, so let's see what we can do. I like Jar because it's just free, it pumps our stuff. Great. So like, I don't really want to mill too aggressively because it gives our opponent a way to win this. And I just don't want to give them that out. And they're not F6ing, so every one of these surveils is just like eating at them a little bit. Let's spin Urza here. Okay, so we're just short of lethal. Saga. Blue, white, colorless, tough. Okay. I want to keep the new tough. Found Shredder. We can't sack it, so I want to draw the card. Alright, so that was exactly lethal. We actually defeated Lantern in time, didn't need to time them out. We won a match! We're 1 and 2. Round number 4 coming up. That was a long round. Alright, on the play for the 4th match. Let's do it. I don't feel like this hand really does anything. We need to ship that. Okay, this seems fine. Keep, and yeah, I think it's probably drum. Okay. Boom. I wonder if I can get away without shocking. Like if I just get the mountain, I probably can. Between the talisman and the spire, I think it's doable. That'll yield to the surveil. We can get rid of that. Okay, and then let's bobble in their upkeep. This avoids discard spells. Matter Reshaper, so likely Eldrazi Tron. It looks like it. Okay, so draw off bobble. Another Saga actually isn't bad. Talisman. Let's get rid of the... I guess I could play the Urza. No, because that sets us back on Saga. I just want to Saga people out. Ugh. Our Dragon Rage Channeler is almost unleashed. Womp womp. Got wailed. Alright, so now Saga time. Yeah, I'm just going to pass here. I'm not sure if it's right or not to play out the Pented. It just feels a little bit wasteful. Now they're on the full Tron without any work. No justice. No justice. It's a Matter Reshaper. Plus 10-2. Which punishes me for my decision of not playing out Pented Prism. Okay. Take a draw. I imagine they're going to shoot the construct here. No. Okay. I'm walking ballista. And another saga. Wahaha. You've been fooled. Alright, so no, oh, that doesn't work how I wanted it to. I was like, oh, I'll play Pentaprism into Talisman. Unfortunately, you can't do that with Urza Saga. So if I attack right now, I'd trade with both their creatures. I think I'm supposed to just hang back because I don't really want to trade a construct. Okay. So our opponent has a lot of mana. Turn, okay. I don't know what they get with Lattice is banned in Modern. Maybe like an Ensnaring Bridge if they play anything like that? I'm not sure. Can't imagine that the aggro deck plays a bridge in the board. May have like an EE or like a Ratchet Bomb. That would be pretty good. Worm Coil, okay. I imagine that Worm Coil is going to be pretty good. Format Script, classic. We can still activate Saga to make it them 8/8s. Can we swing both of these at Karn? Yeah. Okay. We lost a construct. I don't know what Karn gets this time. Like, I wasn't even expecting Worm Coil. Excuse me. Sorry. Flagship. Okay. That's one way to kill a construct. Oh, I messed up. I just realized that I can't make a Saga on their turn because of Karn. Playing out the extra Pentaprism wasn't worth it. I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. I should know what Karn does by now. In my head, I was like, yeah, this is just free to play. Why not? Yeah, that was just a big mistake. I'm taking a really long time here. You have successfully figured out how to cast Chalice on 2. Congratulations. Okay. Then next turn we're likely dead to just like flagship plus whatever. Alright. Game 2. I feel like this is a match where we probably want the STONEBLADE stuff. Get rid of the combo. Don't need any of that. Still 6 cards over. I like the jars, but maybe we don't need that many. Maybe take out a few Pentids. Actually, explosives is probably fairly bad against them. Let's try this. Alright, on the play. Sure. Need to use Dragon Rage Channeler to surveil into a white sword. And it's taking a few mulligans here down to 5. Okay, let's begin. Invents, shock, channeler, welding jar. It's a white source. So I think I just want to jam Stoneforge on turn 2 and not mess with Saga. Stoneforge. I think we just get Cauldra here. Ugh. Take one. Okay, so there's no Thought-Knot's turn. Blister for one, so they can kill our Dragon Rage Channeler. Which is fine. We're still going to put Cauldra into play. Might as well play Saga this turn. Would love to put an equipment into play. Thank you. Crash. I'm an aggro deck. So it's worth noting Dismember does kill the germ. Okay, so they're going to hit the ending here. And it would kill the germ through Welding Jar just because it gets through indestructible. But the Shadow Spear should negate that this turn now. Alright, so I'm not going to use Urza Saga this turn. I'm going to play Karn. Or I'm sorry, not Karn, Urza. And then use Urza to tap to add a blue. Tap to add a blue. And then equip this to our germ. Get in there. Super Batter Skull. We finally did it. Hey, the Stoneblade plan worked. Okay, so now we just have to get game number 3. We will be on the draw this time. I don't think I love this one. Doesn't feel like it does a whole lot. Sure. I think we get rid of, like, Prism. Yeah, I think it's the Prism. Okay, that was a very good draw. Walking Ballista. Pass. Chalice on 1, so we can scale Prismatic Ending to answer that. White. And then Stoneforge. Let's go get Cauldra again. Warping Wheel did its job. I think this is a turn where we should Prismatic Ending Chalice. They also missed their land drop, which was pretty good for me. Ooh, I shouldn't have opened up my mouth. Yep. Yikes. Try to get a little bit lucky here. I realized I could make a construct. I don't want to. No. Urza, why are you so expensive? They just drew into Tron with natural draws? How's that fair? How is that fair? Yep. Okay. So, looking for land here, guys. So, let's make a construct and then we can go get called Springleaf Drum. And pass. Need this construct to stay alive. Where are they attacking? Let's let Tough go. You don't have Delirium. So something I thought about there was casting Unholy Heat. But I think the Delirium, like, on this checks before it would go to the graveyard. I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't get the extra benefit. That's kind of okay. Something good. Let's crash in a Karn. Another land. Pretty sure the Unholy Heat isn't going to recognize the card in the graveyard. I guess we'll find out. I have nothing else to do. Let's do it. It does. Okay. Good to know. I guess I should wait in case they draw Thought-Knots here. Eldrazi Tron. Okay. So we're going to 10 now. They have Eldrazi Temple and one unknown. 8 man. Chalice for 4. You son of a gun. They just knew that I was sitting on all Urzas. Urza aggro. I think it's probably better to play. Oh, not that one. I also wanted to tap for white. Okay, so let's go get Skull, I guess. Tap this. Okay. So I could go to 3 here. I feel like that's pretty risky. I think I'm going to block one. So now we go to 6. Matter Reshaper triggers. Walking Ballista. Alright, so they put it to their hand. We do have the Needle on Ballista. It's just going to be a giant creature that dies to Prismatic Ending now. So a 6/6 Walking Ballista that would normally kill us if a wise Bryant didn't play Needle on turn 1, naming Ballista. So wise. How do we want to do this? I don't know. There's probably a proper way to do this, and I just don't know it. Alright, so I'm going to go to 5. And let's... I don't know. I think Cauldron is better in most circumstances. I'm just really low on mine. Now we can tap this for white. And I think the reason to play Batterskull here is so that I'm not just dead to Reality Smasher. I'm going to bobble them in their upkeep. Versus Saga, okay. So you still have that one unknown. How good is it? Really not very. Okay, so we're going to activate here. Uldra into play. Let's go, I guess. Okay. Reality Smasher. I just need to pass. No point in using ending on the Chalice if they have Smasher. Because even if they go Smasher Smasher here, I'm not dead as long as I can block with the Germ. Yep. So they're just sitting on a pair of lands. So I could play the Urza now if Chalice wasn't in play. So we finally hit our 4th land on turn 10. So if I tap that for white, it doesn't work. I think I'm supposed to just attack here. Admittedly, I'm not trying to be funny. I did forget about Urza Saga. So that was my bad. I'm at 12. So we have the sword, and then we have Shadow Spear. I think I'm supposed to just pass. Like, the 2 does matter a little bit. Like, I don't know. There's some crazy world where it matters. I don't know. So they get a construct. Like, I just don't think I need a prismatic ending the chalice mostly. Like, ending on the construct is probably a little bit better. Collar. Okay, so that changes things. I mean, if our opponent was bold, what they could do is they could equip Collar, attack, and then re-equip the construct. But it just leaves you really open to removal. And the STONEBLADE package really coming through in these post-board games. Alright, so they've decided to equip. I'm just saying, last turn I attacked with Squire and Squire got in there. So you can't take that away from me. I will gladly go to 6 here. Again, okay. And then re-equipping Collar. Sure. I think this should be pretty easy. I just need to ending the Spirit, equip Shadow Spirit to the construct, and swing. Okay, even easier. So I'll go to 5. Black. I guess my construct gets bigger if I play the Pented Prism before I equip. Oh, my opponent conceded. Okay, we're 2-2, 1 round left to go. Let's get it. Woot woot. Our opponent's name is Urza. Well, I hope they're ready to get stomped by one because we are on the play for match number 5. Sure, this is a PO hand. I would like to cast Outcome and have it be decent once this league, maybe. Yeah, let's see what we can do. I don't really want to play this bauble. If possible, I would like to conceal some information. My opponent conceded the round. Well, we went 3-2. All right. I'm sorry that that wasn't super interesting. Let's go back to Magic Online. Sorry, I actually had to close and reopen Magic Online, so the deck list wasn't up already. Let's go back here. Look at that. Okay, so I think that the deck has too many lands, if I'm being completely honest. 22 is just too many. I'd recommend starting off with 20 and then figuring out what you want from there. I think the deck probably wants some sort of sculpting that isn't Dragon Rage Channeler. I don't have any good suggestions for what that would be outside of Consider, which hasn't released yet. But that's a card I would be looking at here. If I'm being honest, I don't know how good the outcome part of the deck is. When you saw that we won, it was mostly on the back versus Saga and Urza, and then like this stuff. So maybe there's just a really good Stoneblade deck somewhere that plays all this stuff. I'm not sure. I don't have any real advice other than the fact that the Storm 45 Grapeshot win was awesome. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Take care. Keep storming. Hey, Bryant here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.